Chapter 1050 is out. Kaido is finally defeated. Luffy has finally defeated the King of the Beasts. So today's chapter was kind of like a wrap up of all the events happening in Wano. Kaido and Big Mom have both ended up at the bottom of Mount Fuji. Basically, they're laying above a bunch of lava, and they're essentially in the core of a volcano. I want y'all to realize how powerful Luffy's punch really is. Kaido and Big Mom both got sent down to the core of Wano. Law used his awakening, and he made a huge crater, and Big Mom was blasted down there by Kid with his railgun, and she also got blown up with a bunch of explosives. All of that ensemble of attacks was equal to Luffy's giant punch, which drilled Kaido straight into the ground. Like, Kaido hit the ground, and then the ground wasn't enough to stop his fall. He got drilled straight down to the core of Wano. And that's pretty insane. Luffy is getting stronger. Luffy is like at the pinnacle of strength right now in the One Piece world. Like, he's hitting up there with the Yonko. He's officially a Yonko, bro. Like, I could see Luffy 1v1 in any Yonko right now. I don't know if he can beat every single Yonko, but Luffy definitely could take on anybody in the show right now easily. Like, he could take on anybody. This also just proves how much stronger Luffy really is compared to Kid and Law. He is so much stronger than Kid and Law. It's pretty crazy. Anyways, moving on. Luffy is finally declared the victor by the narrator, so that basically means Kaido is actually done. Unless he has an awakening to show us or something. We also never got to hear Kaido's battle cry, so I guess we'll just never see those two things. I don't know. Kind of feels like a waste, especially the battle cry. Like, I don't know why Oda would mention this if we were never going to see it, so hopefully we'll get like more of a flashback or something for Kaido. And speaking of flashbacks, Kaido's flashback was not extended this chapter, so 1049 is all we're going to get in terms of a flashback, but maybe sometime in the future we'll get to learn more about Kaido and his past, because, you know, that flashback for 1049 was very short. And also, to be honest, a lot of it was like redundant. A lot of it was information that I honestly could have done without. So there were parts of it that were like just boring to read. There was no point in reading them. It is what it is, man. Moving on. We got to see Yasui with his daughter, and they're talking about how he took a bite of a smile fruit just like she did. You know, however, the Vivre card says he didn't eat the fruit and just decide to smile because he wanted to laugh along with everyone. Either way, it doesn't matter to me. I think he still made an admirable move. Either way, if he ate the fruit, which he knew what the effects would be, or if he just did it on his own accord, either way, it doesn't matter to me. He still made the admirable move, and he also made an important sacrifice for the war. His daughter also mentioned that she knew her father would be killed because he used to be a daimyo. She changed the message on her lantern from "I want to see you" to "Thank you, Dad," which basically means she finally understands the sacrifice that he made. So Yasui, your sacrifice did not go in vain. Everybody, including your daughter, understands what you did. So that is an important part of the lantern message part. So we're going to move on from that. Cat Viper is at the top of Onigashima, and he's telling everyone on the live floor that Luffy drilled Kaido into the ground and that Momo was able to stop the island from falling onto the citizens. And, you know, people are shocked with Momo's new powers, so it looks like the fight is really over. And Momonosuke actually made a great decision for once. He decided to not open the borders to Wano, and this actually makes perfect sense because there is still Marines coming to take over Wano, and Momo was not strong enough to defend Wano, so they should keep the natural defenses open until they have someone strong leading them. I predict Yamato will stay behind and be the Shogun because she's the only one strong enough to do so, and she has the connection to Wano. She was also chosen by the Makami fruit, so it means that she's Wano's guardian deity. I could see her joining the Straw Hats for like a 2-year voyage, kind of like Odin, and then she'd probably return to defend Wano. So some of these, you know, basically until Momo is strong enough to lead Wano on his own, you know what I mean? Basically, underneath Wano, deep in the core of Mount Fuji, Big Mom and Kaido are laying there in the magma. They'll probably be destroyed, but anything could happen. We saw Whitebeard survive magma to the face, so I'm sure maybe these two can find a way to survive. However, I think Kaido has to die for sure. Big Mom still has to be defeated by Luffy. He was very adamant that he would defeat Big Mom. This leads into a theory that I saw in the YouTube comment section. It said, what if Kaido, just like Odin, holds up Big Mom and saves her from death, just like Odin did for the Scabbards, sacrificing himself? That would low-key be a fitting end for Kaido, in my opinion. But if you disagree, let me know in the comments. It doesn't really matter to me, but I think that would be a perfect ending if that happened. Momo comes and tells the citizens to settle down because he is here and Wano has been saved. The people freak out for a second because they think it's Kaido. So Momo finally reveals to the citizens that he has a Dragon Devil fruit. And, you know, It's a pretty good reveal. This is going to be amazing in the anime. I can already tell with the way the anime has been going. This is going to be an amazing scene. So in the final panel, Denjiro finally reveals to the people of Wano the new shogun, and it's probably Momonosuke. The chapter wants us to believe it's Hiyori, but it's definitely not. For starters, she was not in line to be shogun. This whole time has been about making Momo the shogun. And Denjiro says this is going to be a long story, and he's probably talking about why Momo is 28 instead of 8 years old, because he's going to explain to them that Shinobu, or Shinobi, whatever her name is, had to age him in order to fight Kaido and stuff and save the world. Not the world, save Wano. I said the world. I don't know why I'm saying the world. Anyway, but that's all we got for this week's chapter. There is no break next week, so that's amazing. Let me know in the comments what you thought of this week's chapter, and drop a like for today's video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.